Well, our jobs can keep many of us glued to our smartphones, even when we are officially off the clock. The issue is at the center of a lawsuit and possible legislation regarding overtime pay.
In a Pew Research poll, 39% of workers say smartphones have made their working hours more flexible, but 35% say they're also putting in longer hours. CBS News legal analyst Ricky Kleeman is here. Ricky, good morning.
Good morning.
So what does the law say about overtime having to do with emails?
Well, when we have overtime rules from the Federal Labor Standards Act, what we say is that if you're making less than $24,000 a year, that at that point you are eligible for overtime. And what that really means is there is a small group of people who can say, look, I don't care if you offer me a smartphone or a tablet, that ultimately, even though it's yours, when I'm off the clock, I'm off the clock. So what is happening now is because tablets and smartphones are ubiquitous, and that employers have just started to think, well, you know, we can send you an email, we can send you a text, and we expect you to answer it. And so now the law will be changing. As always, the law follows technology. Right. Now, if you're on a wealth track, if you're someone who's on the executive track, of course you're going to answer your emails and answer your texts. It would be unthinkable not to. But if you're someone at the poverty line, you may have a second job. You're a family of 4. You've got to feed your children. So the idea that late at night that you have to answer these emails or texts is a problem.
But that's where it gets a little confusing here, because you can be technically a manager and be making a salary that doesn't necessarily put you above that benchmark.
Yes,
right?
Indeed, you're correct. And it's one of the issues, of course, that has come forward with some of these cases. The easiest case I can give you is this. At the time of BlackBerries, when they were so available to employees, T-Mobile had a lawsuit. So what did T-Mobile do? Absolutely astounding. They had their customer service people in the store give them a card that T-Mobile approved with their cell phone number. So you would say, hi, I'm Ricky. I hope you liked my service. If you have a problem, please call me. So obviously they were getting calls late at night from customers. What did T-Mobile do? Exactly the right thing. They settled the case. Now we have a new case that could be precedent-setting. You have a Chicago police officer, a sergeant, who has said, even though he's in the organized crime unit, a very elite unit, look, I'm expected to answer these calls at all hours of the night. Well, some of us might say, hey, you're a cop. You're on duty 24/7. But what he's saying is, overtime is overtime. I get paid for 8 hours a day or 10 or 12, depending on your shift. This is still overtime that should be paid. If this case goes to trial this summer, this could be precedent-setting all around the country.
But the White House does want to raise the threshold for earning overtime, right? So how does that work? Well,
they want to raise the threshold to somewhere in the vicinity of $50,000 to $55,000 a year. What that will mean is that approximately 88% of workers who are not covered now will be covered and can ask for overtime. That's a big deal.
All right. We love overtime with Ricky Kleeman. Thank you. Thank you.